What's going on, you guys? This is Tech HD, and we're going to be diving into a brand new microphone system from the company Maono. This is the Wave T5. This is an AI wireless lavalier microphone system, and this comes with a lot more accessories than typical ones do. So this comes with a receiver for a camera, a receiver with a USB-C connection for iPhones, for the latest iPhones and also Androids. It also comes with one with a lightning connection for older generation iPhones. It comes with two microphones, so you can have two different people talking into one system, which is really nice. And it also comes with multiple ways to connect it. So like a necklace version, a clip, magnet piece. So this comes with a lot of accessories, and I am so excited to get into this. And I actually have been trying this out for a couple weeks now, and I have some mixed feelings about it. Honestly, there are really good things that I like about it, but then there's also some cons that makes it really difficult for me to recommend in certain situations. So let's dive into it. Let's take a look at what it all comes with, talk about the features, the specs, do some audio tests, and then I'll give you guys my overall thoughts. Now let's dive into what the Maono Wave T5 comes with. Inside you get the packing list of the different versions you could get with the Wave T5. This one is the combo version. We also get the user manual and a pack of stickers to personalize the transmitter microphone, some basic ones and some more silly ones. We also got the USB Type-C to Type-A cable to charge the case, a storage bag, a hardcover box to hold the microphones and all the accessories, and taking a look inside of that, we also got the charging case with the indicator lights that show in increments of 25%. On the back there is the USB-C port, and opening the case there is the receiver and two transmitters. We also got the lightning and USB-C receiver for the phone. There are also two magnetic clips that are very strong and hold onto the microphone without any signs of falling off, and you could of course rotate the mic 360 degrees to tailor to where you have it clipped on. You also get a set of magnetic necklaces to hold the mic a different way, and again, the magnet is very strong and is not coming off. There are also two furry windscreens that are perfect for outdoor use, and it works great with the magnetic necklace. This should help a lot when it comes to reducing wind noise, and paired with the built-in noise cancellation, there should be no problems at all. And lastly, you get a 3.5mm cable to connect from the receiver to your camera. All of this fits very nicely in the hardcover box for easy travel. Now taking a closer look at the microphone, it is very small and weighs almost nothing, so it's not going to bother you at all clipped onto your clothing. It has the charging pins on the bottom, a power button that also acts as to enable the noise reduction with a short press, and there is a mute button and an indicator light on the top of the capsule. It also has a strong magnetic piece attached, and it stores away in the case. Taking a closer look at the receiver, there are indicator lights on the back to indicate that it's connected to the microphones. On one side you have a switch to go from the mono or stereo audio, and there's a 3.5mm port. On the other side you have the power button and a USB-C port. On the top you have a gain dial with a 3-light indicator. There is also a clip that could go into the hot shoe of the camera, and on the bottom there are the charging pins for the case. Putting the receiver onto the camera's hot shoe is very snug and secure, and it isn't going to easily slide off. But when I try to put it in a cold shoe, like on a cage for example, it is very loose and has no grip at all and could easily slide right off. This is especially not good if you record a lot of handheld footage and not use a tripod. I'm also not a fan of how long the 3.5mm cable is. There's just so much excess cable left over, and you need to find a way to tie it all together for a cleaner setup. I prefer using a coiled cable. You still get the length that you need, and you get a much more organized cable management. Now looking at the Maono Link app, you have the ability to adjust the mic gain and see how sensitive the mic is live. You can also adjust the noise reduction by choosing slight, moderate, strong, or even a custom option and going all the way to 14 if you want. You can also change the channel by being in mono or stereo, and you can add some voice filters, and we'll get into that in a bit, but there are 4 options: voice enhancer, brightness, warmth, and huskiness. Lastly, you have the ability to update the firmware on both the receiver and transmitter straight from the app, so that is very nice to see. All right, you guys, so now you're listening to the audio coming directly from the Maono Wave T5 microphone. You can see right here, it's on my chest. And then the way that I have this hooked up is directly to my Lumix S1H camera. And what I like about my camera specifically is this has two types of gain level. It's a standard mode and then there's a low mode. And so I really like that because I know on the S5 and other cameras, they don't have two different levels. It's typically just standard. So I like the fact that I could set it to low and then I have the gain level set to the lowest possible before mute, which is -18. And the reason why I do that is because I want the processing and the audio to be controlled from the receiver end, not from the cameras, microphone, preamps, because typically the ones built into the cameras aren't typically the best. So I use the receiver audio instead of the camera. So -18 on the camera and low gain on that. And then in the dial of the receiver itself, I have it set to the third indicator light, which is pretty much the maximum. And then for that tends to show the most balanced level before it goes to peaking and just a little bit around -12 decibel levels. So let me know what you guys think of the audio down in the comments below. This, I have enabled the noise reduction, so the green indicator light, and then you guys are listening to it right now. So I'm gonna stay quiet for about 5 seconds so you guys can hear that background noise if there is any, and then I'm gonna turn on the blue indicator light, which means that the noise reduction is off, and then you guys will hear that audio as well. All right, now let me switch it to the blue mode, and this is the noise reduction off. So let me know what you guys think of the audio, if it sounds more natural, if it gets rid of my voice a little bit less, you know, stuff like that. I have the light fan turning on. I have a mini fridge as well, so that picks up a little bit of background noise. So I'm gonna stay quiet for about 5 seconds. So let me know what you guys think of the audio down in the comments below. If you guys prefer the noise reduction on or if you guys prefer off. This is more in a controlled environment. There's some acoustic panels on the wall. There's some carpeting, so you're not going to hear so much of that echo and that room tone. So this is more of a controlled environment. Now, if I was in the living room and there's a lot of echo and stuff, then yeah, I'll have the noise reduction on for sure, and definitely when I'm outside. So let me know what you guys think of the audio down in the comments below. And now we're gonna be trying it out with my phone. All right, so now you guys are listening to the audio coming directly from the Wave T5 microphone, but it is hooked up to my iPhone 15 Pro Max. And the way that I have this set up is a little bit different because I want to showcase multiple scenarios. So for example, I have the microphone using the clip on a hat. So before I was using the regular magnet that just clips in between my shirt. This one I'm using a clip. This is great for if you have if you're wearing chains, necklace, stuff like that, and you don't want it to hit the microphone on your chest. So you could clip it on a hat, for example. This is great for people that are working out. You know, they're not wearing a shirt or anything like that. They're at the beach and they want to record some videos, or they're at the gym, same thing like that. So they clip it on a hat. So let me know what you guys think of the audio down in the comments below. I do have the noise reduction on, by the way. This is in the green indicator light. And so I'll show you guys how it sounds like with the blue indicator light on, but it'll probably be about the same. Now in the settings in the Maono Link app, I have it set to about 17 gain. I think that was a good balance between not peaking and still being pretty clear. Now, the way that I have this set up with my iPhone 15 Pro Max is that I have a hub from SmallRig, and then that gives me the ability to plug multiple USB-C devices. So for example, my external recorder to be able to shoot in ProRes log, and then I have the Maono Link USB-C plugged directly into it as well for the audio portion. There's stuff for lighting and stuff like that. So this gives me no issues when it comes to building a rig around my phone. So it gives me a lot of flexibility. You could get the audio, you can get the recording, and you can get the lighting. And using a hub doesn't mess with anything when it comes to the audio quality, which is really nice. In fact, one of the major things that I wanted to let you guys know is using the USB-C receiver on a phone. Typically, I use a case, and the port is not long enough to connect to the port on my phone. So I need to use a little extension, and I'm gonna leave a link down in the description below to the one that I'm using. So I have to use a little bit of an extension adapter to be able to plug the receiver and have a good connection in order for it to work. And that has given me no issues at all, which I really like. So I'm using the same thing when it comes to the hub. Same thing, doesn't give me any issues when it comes to the audio quality. There's no audio diminish when using an adapter like that. So let me know what you guys think of the audio coming directly from the iPhone 15 Pro Max down in the comments below. Like I said, this is with the noise reduction on, so I'm gonna be quiet for about 5 seconds. All right, so now I'm going to be enabling if I could get this correctly, I'm going to be enabling the blue one. All right, so now I enabled the blue indicator light. So now noise reduction is off. And so you guys should be hearing the fan coming from my light, the fan from the ceiling, and also the noise from the mini fridge. So I'm gonna be quiet for about 5 seconds. So let me know what you guys think of the audio coming from both of those, which one you prefer, if you think the noise reduction is a bit too much or if it's a bit not enough. And you could change that in the settings in the Maono Link app. I have the noise reduction is set to just slight because, like I said, this is more a controlled environment with carpet and acoustic panels on the wall. So I don't need so much noise reduction as far as that goes. But when you go outside, you could change it to like medium, strong, you could customize it. And then this also doesn't have any voice enhancer. So that is available in the Maono Link app. So if you guys want to hear that, I'm going to be doing that right now. So now we're going to be testing out the voice filters that the Maono Wave T5 has built in, and there are 4 of them: voice enhancer, warmth, brightness, and huskiness. And the one that you guys are listening to right now is the voice enhancer. So let me know down in the comments below on how this sounds like, if it improves my clarity, if it makes the vocals much more presentable pretty much. Let me know what you guys think, what it pretty much improves, either the highs, the mid-range, or the low range. And so right now we are testing it out with the magnetic necklace as well. And then this is again hooked up directly to my iPhone 15 Pro Max with the USB-C adapter or receiver hooked up to a hub. So now that we got the voice enhancer, now we're going to be trying out the huskiness. So now we're trying out the Huskiness voice filter. So let me know what you guys think of this audio down in the comments below. When I think of Huskiness, I think of more in the low range, bringing up a little bit more of that emphasis in the low range. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I do have the noise reduction on, but it is set to slight since this is a much more controlled environment when it comes to noise reduction and echo. So I got carpet, like I said, I got acoustic panels on the wall. And I do have it on mainly due to the fact that I do have a mini fridge right next to me. So I want to make sure that it's not capturing that. And then I do have the microphone gain to about 16. So let me know what you guys think as far as the huskiness goes, if you guys prefer that or if you guys prefer the voice enhancer. And now we're going to be trying out the brightness. And now you guys are listening to the brightness voice filter. So let me know down in the comments below on how this sounds like. When I think of the brightness, I think of it bringing up much more on the higher range and a little bit of the mid range when it comes to the vocal clarity. And so very similar to what I think the voice enhancer is. But I'm going to be listening back to all of these and I'm going to determine which one is my personal favorite for my voice. And then you guys can determine as well which one you guys would prefer and which one you guys would use those certain voice filters for different things pretty much. So let me know what you guys think of the brightness. And the last one we got is the warmth. And the last voice filter that you guys are listening to right now is the warmth. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. When I think of warmth, I think of bringing it much more in the low end and more for softer tone audio or vocals. I think of it more like audible audiobooks that you guys would listen to. And so let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be listening back to all of these, like I said, and determine which one's the best one when it comes to my voice. And then what do you guys think about these voice filters? If you guys would use them, I think they would be great for really quick videos, for social media, Instagram stories, stuff like that. Or do you guys prefer just listening to the raw audio from the Maono Wave T5 and then just editing it in post when it comes to YouTube videos or more higher end quality videos? I mean, which one would you guys prefer, the voice filters, or do you guys prefer the raw audio and just editing in post? Let me know what you guys think, and there you guys have it. All right, you guys, so now we're doing an audio test with the Maono Wave T5. We're doing a distance test, and you guys are listening to the audio coming directly from the microphone itself. I have the fur windscreen hooked up because there is some wind, and I do have noise reduction on. And so this is being hooked up directly to my Lumix S5 a little bit as well. And with the Lumix S5 is a little bit different because that one doesn't have the low gain setting. It has standard. So I could drop it as low as -12, not -18. And in the receiver, I have it set to the lowest indicator light, which is just one indicator light. And that's about 1,000 feet. So I have no idea. As far as distance goes, this is plenty in my opinion, and I'm going to be listening back to it to see when the audio cuts off. But yeah, 300 meters, 1,000 feet. Let me know what you guys think of the audio down in the comments below. And well over 1,000 feet, and that wind is really kicking in. So I'm really curious on how the audio is going to sound like, if it sounds clear or if it is being heard through the furry windscreen, and if it's messing up the audio. But yeah, the wind is starting to seriously kick in. So this is a great test in my opinion. And I would definitely say that the necklace version is my personal favorite because it just doesn't have that much weight and it feels way more comfortable than like the magnet actually being on the shirt or on the cap. And so I think this would be best case scenario for most situations. You don't have to worry about clipping it, you just wear it, and you could shorten the length as well if you want to. All right, you guys, so now you were listening to the audio coming directly from the Maono Wave T5, again, hooked up directly to my iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I'm using the Shimbal CP5 to monitor it. But basically, this is the audio that you guys are hearing right now. Let me know down in the comments below of what you guys think as far as the audio quality goes, and then we're gonna be walking slowly backwards, and then I'm gonna be turning around as well to see if there's some interference. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of the audio. And then I also enabled noise reduction and I had it set to strong through the Maono Link app. And so strong, I have about 15 as far as the gain level goes. So I really want to love the Maono Wave T5 when it comes to the audio quality and the simplicity to set up with the camera or with the phone, and using these extra accessories like a lightning connection for an iPhone or a USB connection for an Android or the newest iPhones makes it really easy to set up. And like I said, the audio quality is really good. But the major downside, the major deal breaker for most of the people is going to be the range, because you guys heard from those audio tests, it just did not sound good. It was horrific. There was a lot of cutting in and out, a lot of static, and it just wasn't good. And that was all line of sight. There was nothing in front of me. There was no interference. And so that was the major deal breaker. Once I started to walk backwards and turn around, that's when everything started to cut out. And this claims that it could do up to 300 meters, which is 1,000 feet. And that was pretty much nowhere near. Like right when it started to cut out was when I started to turn around, and it was like, that was only like 30 feet of a distance. And so that's going to be a major deal breaker for most of the people, and that's the whole reason of getting this wireless microphone system, so that you don't have to sync anything in post, so that you don't have to worry about wiring or distance or anything like that. And so that is going to be a major issue, and this is running the latest firmware. So I know it's not a firmware issue. These were on a full charge battery, so I know it wasn't a battery issue. So there just has to be something that's going on, and hopefully Maono comes out with a future firmware update that fixes that issue, because that is definitely a deal breaker. But besides that major con that I dealt with when it came to the range, overall the audio quality from the Maono Wave T5 is very good, very usable. I really like the clarity and the audio quality when it came to vocals, and like I said, the simplicity of setting it up with a phone or with the camera was really nice. You guys are listening to the audio right now. This is the edited version though, everything else was the raw audio. So this is the touched up edited version in Adobe Audition. But the fact that I could just set it up with the necklace, I could set it up with a magnet, I could set it up with a clip, it comes with all the accessories in a case, it comes with the furry windscreen for outdoor use, you know, it comes with these extra accessories for mobile devices, so that you could upgrade your audio quality when it comes to social media, whether on TikTok, Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, you know, and you just want better audio. You know, this is a really good option to go with. It's really small, really lightweight. You can't even tell that you're wearing it, to be honest. And then it's very discreet. I thought that the indicator light was going to be a little bit distracting, but it's not bright at all, so it's definitely not noticeable. And it comes with those stickers, so you can hide the logo if you want to, and you could probably even make your own style logos as well on a sticker. So looking at the website right now, if you go with the combo version, which came with everything that I described, it is going for $150. That's the retail value, but it's on sale right now for $109. So I'm gonna have a link down in the description below so that you guys can go check it out, and hopefully it's still on sale by the time you guys watch this video. But if you guys don't care about distance or being so far away from the camera and interference and all that, then this is a really good option to go with. If you're just looking to do like audio like on an A camera setup like this, and you don't have to worry about syncing it in post or anything like that, or if you want to do audio with the phone, then you could go with that and you don't have to really worry about it, because I haven't dealt with any interference issues when it comes to in a closed environment or just by talking head like this. And if you just want to use it for a phone and you don't want to use it for a camera, there's different price points as well. Like for a lightning connection, it's going for $89.99. Normally it's $129, so on sale right there. And then same thing goes if you have an iPhone 15 or 16 or an Android and you need that USB-C version, same price, $89.99. Retail value is $129. So, and if you just want to use it for your camera, $100 instead of $129. But I really like the combo version because it gives me all the flexibility of utilizing it for my camera, for my phone, you know, for all types of social media, and it comes with all the other accessories too. So this is a really good value. So if you guys don't care about the distance or anything like that, then this is a great option to go with. But I really hope that Maono watches this video and that they fix the distance issue. If they fix that and there is no issues after that with the firmware update, hopefully with the firmware update it does fix it, or maybe I have a defective unit for some reason. But if they fix it, then I will highly recommend it. If they don't, then it's gonna be depending on your preference and what you guys plan to use the microphone system for. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys do have any questions or concerns, please let me know down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so that you guys can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok at @tech_HD1, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!